The Roman Gabriel Show.
After I grew up, I went to college in Boston, so I know a lot about the Patriots culture. And I played football in college, actually.
Where?
At Harvard.
You're kidding?
Yes.
What position?
I was safety. I tried to stop the passes you guys were throwing.
And the good news is scholarships were you got to get academically right before you walk in there, right? That's
right.
a totally different environment for football, right?
In fact, the teams are pretty good now, and they're much better now than they were when I was playing, because you don't have to pay to go to school in the Ivy Leagues most of the time. As long as you can't afford it, you can go there. So great athletes who could normally go to state schools can now go to any school they want in the Ivies because they probably don't have to pay much for it. It's cheaper to go to a Harvard right now than to go to your state school if you need the money.
Dr. Oz with us on Sold Out Sports Talk. What did you love about football?
You know, my son and I made a video that was part of a campaign the NFL was doing a couple years ago called Together We Make Football. And I was criticized as I'm a doctor about letting my son play sports, playing football in particular. And I said, if I could take my son antiquing and get him to appreciate life, I'd do it. But I can't. He's not going to. He wants to hit things and catch things and run into things. So I let him play football, believing that if I took away from him something that I had at that age,
right,
I'd never be able to make it up to him. And I think it's benefited him. I realize the risks, but I appreciate the benefits as well. And football taught me a lot about life, taught me a lot about my body. Part of the reason I went into medicine was because I got curious about the temple of the soul.
Really?
And a lot of physicians are actually athletes who learned about the magnificence of our bodies. In fact, the commercial that I have in the Super Bowl this year is primarily about that. I made it with Turkish Airlines because they said you can make it on stuff that's uplifting.
Yeah.
And Morgan Freeman had done it last year,
that's right.
I had him on my show, and I love the guy. And he had a good time. I said, okay, let's make it on the 5 senses. These 5 things we take for granted: what we taste, how we feel, how we touch things, how we hear things, how we see things. And in the commercial, we go to South Africa, we go to we see whales who are whoop, whoop to each other. We go to Scandinavia, we can see the northern lights. Then we go to Turkey, where you smell things you could never imagine. And the beauty of the whole experience is that if you allow yourself to, your eyes can see millions of hues, but you got to look up.
Right.
You actually have to use them. And I think as athletes, that people are taught to use their 5 senses internally, as all of us should be using them externally. We should widen our world.
Our program Sold Out's about highlighting people of faith, family, and sports, faith, family, and entertainment who...
Don't forget food.
Food?
Food,
Yeah, I've done that
faith,
too.
family, fun.
There you go. And high-impact people that make a difference in people's lives. And, you're one of those guys. I mean, it's one thing to be famous, Dr. Oz. It's one thing to enjoy that. But it's what you do with that opportunity to influence people, and you've been that guy. It's been fun to watch.
Well, let me offer some insights on how that happened. So my wife went to theology school at Columbia. My mother-in-law is a minister in Philadelphia.
Wow, I did not know that.
So in my house, the prosecution never rests. They could care less that I'm on television. What they care about is what I do to give, to what use we have. And that's the big issue, I think, an opportunity we have. Is, we many folk of faith, they have belief and they have knowledge, but it's the use that makes a difference.
Right.
You got to show up in people's lives and chip in. For example, when someone gets sick, you can say, hey, I'm here for you. Or you can say, hey, can I get dinner for you?
Right.
It's an extra step where you're actually trying to get engaged and offer support that allows you to feel good about life. And all the kind of things you're saying to me are right back at the folks who watch. I mean, my 1,500th show is today, ironically.
Oh,
and Oprah's on, who's my partner, obviously, and been a great supporter. And Gail King, who made all this possible by connecting me to media. And these people are wonderful human beings who are humble. You don't see that side of them, but they're incredibly humble people. And Oprah would always say, listen, people watching you, if they don't understand what you're saying, and right now I can't, then you got to change what you're doing, because they're not going to change. You got to meet people where they are. And what makes the show survive is our ability to go into people's homes with good guests. Because actually, I'm not a host, I'm a guest.
Yes.
Right? You're inviting me into your home. You are right now. People are inviting you into their cars to listen to you, to hear you, right? And that only is going to be paid back if you bring to them worthy material.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for watching The Roman Gabriel Show. And for more exclusive video and audio archives, go to our official website at romangabrielshow.com. That's romangabrielshow.com. And enjoy. We'll see you soon.
Listen to The Roman Gabriel Show at romangabrielshow.com or wherever you listen to podcasts.